Very good. All right, good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these charges. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office can prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not been able to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me today. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn.
Right hand.
Y'all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, none but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Denise Pace. Ms. Pace, what's your date of birth?
3/31/73.
Ms. Pace, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
A public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on the warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I am going to change your date. They told you August 3rd. We're going to have you back on July 24th. And the public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Brittany Wilcox.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Ms. Wilcox. What's your date of birth?
4/17/92.
All right. Brittany, you're also here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He, in your case, also found probable cause for violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I would like a public defender, please.
Very good. I'll appoint the PD. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I am going to move your case to the 24th of July. PD will come see you before then, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Lavina Woods. Morning, Ms. Woods. What's your date of birth?
7/16/89.
Ms. Woods, you're here on a charge of grand theft auto. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
PD, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
I'm showing a failure to appear on a Hernando County in 2017, a petty theft disposition guilty 2017 out of Pasco County, disposition guilty for grand theft of a motor vehicle in 2017, as well as a possession of controlled substance out of Pasco County. And then I'm showing a failure to appear reference in Hernando County in 2014, contraband in detention center 2014, disposition guilty, controlled substance without prescription, disposition guilty 2014, out of Hernando County, disposition guilty of a possession of paraphernalia out of Hernando County in 13, a probation violation reference on Hernando in 13, and a shoplifting with no disposition in 2011 out of Hernando County.
Ms. Woods, I have an address for you on Marley Avenue in Newport Richey. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
I'm sorry.
How long have you been there?
I just moved back about 2 months ago.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I just got hired yesterday at Central Marketing.
Okay. Set your bond at $1,000, so I'll have you back in court on the 3rd of August. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Your Honor.
Diane Herb?
He's
Sorry?
here.
Oh, Mr. Battersby?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We know why he's here?
Judge, I'm pretty sure it is a child support purge. I think that the amount was around $2,500. And speaking with his mother at length yesterday afternoon or early evening, I believe they can make a $250 purge.
Okay.
Mr. Batterby, you were arrested yesterday in child support court, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you recall the bond amount or the purge amount that they gave you? Wasn't it around $2,500?
Yes, sir. That's what it was.
What's his first name?
Michael. Michael, spell your last name. There's no S in it.
It's no S. Batterbee.
I think 2 E's, Judge. I have his date. What's your date of birth?
Hang on.
Okay.
03/26/94.
Sorry, Judge. Michael, while the judge is looking that up, we have court next Friday. I will see you there. Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
March 26, 94. Is that right, Michael?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hang on. Okay. Do we have a blank child support sheet?
Just the right minutes. No.
Thank you, Jay. All right, I'll find him in contempt for failure to pay child support. Sanction for the contempt will be 10 days in the county jail or until a cash purge of $250 is paid. So if your people can get the $250 to the jail, Michael, you can get out, all right?
Thank you, Judge.
Very good.
Michael, I'll call your mother. Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
All right.
Enjoy your weekend.
All right. Diane Herb. Morning, ma'am. What's your date of birth?
Born 1961.
All right. Charge this morning is trespass. State, is this something she might resolve this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. She could have time served.
Okay. Diane, you want to, if you plead no contest this morning, I'll give you time served. I'll sentence you to the 2 days that you got in, and they'll let you out today. But you'll have to make sure that you stay away from that Walmart. You want to take care of it this morning?
Yes, sir, I would.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve your case today?
I would just soon resolve the case today.
All right. As to the charge of trespass, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest. It means you're not fighting the charge.
No contest,
I'll
sir.
accept the plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail. Finding court cost is $503 and your cost of incarceration, but that takes care of it, Diane. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, they're going to let you out today, okay?
Oh, amen. I have a doctor's appointment today.
Okay, don't go back to Walmart, all right?
My God, as God is my witness.
All right, very good. Thomas Belair. Morning, Thomas. What's your date of birth?
8/4/82.
Thomas, I have 2 warrants for you out of Pasco County. The judge or judges that signed the warrants found probable cause for 2 violations of probation, and they set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We'll let Pasco know that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. Doesn't take 5 days with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the holdup is, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carlos Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Garcia. What's your date of birth?
9/16/96.
Mr. Garcia, I have 3 things for you this morning. First thing I have is a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for a violation of probation. I have a warrant that I signed because you failed to appear in my court on a charge of driving on a suspended license. And then we got a child support issue. How long were you in jail in Pinellas County?
For a week.
Okay. All right. Well, the recommendation on the VOP is 60 days. My belief is you should speak to a lawyer before you take the 60 days. But you certainly could take it this morning if you wanted. If you took the 60 days on the VOP, I'd give you concurrent time on the driving on a suspended license charge, and that would also resolve your child support case. You don't have to take the 60 this morning. I can give you a chance to speak to an attorney first if you wished. Would you like to talk to an attorney before you take the 60 days?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I'll appoint the public defender on the 2 criminal cases. On the VOP, the bond, of course, is no bond, but I'll get you back in front of Judge Rupi on, let's see, when I'll get you back there. How about July? It's going to be an arraignment day on a MM. So that'll be the 21st, right? She does arraignments Friday morning. That's what she's doing now. The 20th? 20th. The 21st is Friday. July 21st is a Friday. Yeah. All right. I'm going to move it to the 21st of July.
I have to agree with Jay.
Oh, I have an old calendar.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, there you go. The 20th. How about that? 20th of July. Sorry. Why do we have that still?
Okay.
And you'll be on no bond. PD will come see you before then. I'm going to move I'll move the driving on a suspended case to the same day so that you can get them heard on the same day. I'll leave the bond on that at the $236. And then on the child support case, since you can't get out, I'm just going to go ahead and find you in contempt for the child support and sentence you to 10 days, which will be over by the time you get back to court, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you'll be back on July 20th for your 2 misdemeanors. The public defender's going to come see you before you go to court, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Very good, thank you. Jordan Gatley. Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
6/1/71.
All right, Jordan, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for violation of community control. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
PD, please.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on the warrant, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. I am going to move you up to July 24th, and the public defender will come see you before that, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anthony Joya.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
January 7th, 1959.
And Anthony, I have two warrants for you signed by Judge Merritt. In one case, apparently you failed to appear on a charge of grand theft and resisting a merchant's efforts, and on the other one on a grand theft. As to those cases, were you representing yourself? Did you have private counsel, or did you have the public defender?
I already have a public defender, but I was in jail.
Okay. And Anthony, that's frequently why people fail to appear, and that means it's not very likely that they'll charge you with the crime of failing to appear, but this is how we get you back on the docket. So I'm going to continue the appointment of the public defender on those charges. Judge Merritt has set your bond at no bond on all three. I can't change that. I am going to move your date up to the 24th of July on those. So the PD will come see you at the jail before July 24th when you go back to court in front of Judge Merritt. The other thing I have for you this morning is a warrant signed by Judge Rupi, and apparently you failed to appear in her case on a petty theft.
Yeah. Same thing.
So, yeah, same thing. I'll continue the appointment of the PD there. I'll leave the bond at the $1,000 and have that one back on August 3rd. So the public defender will come see you about all your cases before you go back to court, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
You said August 3rd, Judge?
Yep.
Thank you.
Aaron Martin. Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
7/29/72.
Aaron, I have a warrant for you out of Pasco County. The judge that signed it found probable cause for a violation of probation. Set your bond at no bond. As you've heard, I can't change that. We'll let Pasco know. Give them 5 days to come get you. It won't take 5 days with Pasco, though, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Geronimo Rawlings.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
7/26/57.
All right, Geronimo, they charge with violation of an injunction. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the PD?
Public defender,
I'll
please.
appoint the public defender. And Mr. Larison, what can you tell me?
Several worthless checks charges, disposition guilty out of Hernando County in 2010, and I'm showing a obtained property under $20,000 by a worthless check, organized fraud, Hernando County 2009, disposition guilty, possession of firearm by convicted felon 2010, disposition guilty. Hernando County, disposition guilty for firearm concealed weapon by convicted felon in 2009. A probation violation reference out of Hernando County in 05. A probation violation reference out of Sebastian for 2005. Probation violation reference in Hernando out of 2003. Organized fraud 2003. Disposition guilty. Adjudication withheld 2003 for retail theft out of Hernando County.
Okay,
probation violation reference.
That's good.
Okay.
We're back 15 years already. So, Geronimo, I got an address for you on Pioneer Avenue. Is that where you live?
Yes, well.
I understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I get what's going on here, but you guys, you got to get this cleared up. I don't want you to say anything. Let me tell you that I understand what's going on. I've seen you guys before. I get it. But If Karen doesn't come in and get the injunction removed, you're going to keep running into this problem, okay? So you have to do things in the right order. You can't put your shoes on first and then your socks. You've got to get this taken care of, or this is going to keep happening, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to set your bond at $500. I'm going to have you back in court on the 1st of August. What's that? I'm going to have you back on the 1st of August. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD right away, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Carrie Taylor. Well, Mr. Taylor, what's your date of birth?
September 30th, 1999.
You're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender. Bond on that warrant, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. I am going to have you back on the 24th of July. They told you August 3rd. You'll be back July 24th. PD will come see you before then, okay?
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you. Jihad Williams. Morning, Mr. Williams. What's your date of birth?
1/28/1994, sir.
Jihad, you're here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
A PD.
I'll appoint the public defender. Bond on the warrant is no bond. I'll have you back in court on the 1st of August. PD will come see you before that, okay?
Sir, I'm already sentenced to prison. I already sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Okay. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Somebody at the jail confirmed to me that Jihad's got 24 months of DOC.
It's in Pinellas.
Okay.
And I got 6 months time served.
Jihad, hang on. If they'll confirm it for me, we'll take care of this.
I do see a DOC hold through Pinellas.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I do see the DOC hold through Pinellas.
Okay.
27.
Okay. Jihad, how long have you been in jail?
Since January 21st of this year.
All right. You want to go ahead and admit a violation on this case and take time served so we can get you to DOC?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand I'll unappoint the public defender by entering an admission to a violation of probation. You give up the right to have a trial to the court and the right to confront the witnesses against you, but you're willing to give up those rights so we can take care of your VOP today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 17 CT 1650. Do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the admission, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will revoke and terminate the probation unsuccessfully, adjudicate you guilty of the underlying charges if we did not do that before. I'll sentence you to 90 days in the county jail with credit for 90 days served. There'll be a $50 cost of prosecution. I will not assess cost of incarceration because that would have been done in your other case. So that takes care of this case, Jihad. If there's nothing else keeping you here, you're free to get off the DOC and get that taken care of, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good luck. Chuck Maples. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
January 11th, 2000.
Just 2 charges this morning. I have a domestic battery by strangulation and a simple battery. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
PD.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Your Honor, I'm not showing any history.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Naples, I have an address for you on Lima Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
2 years.
Do you have a job or are you in school these days?
No, sir.
Okay. On the battery by strangulation, I'm going to set the bond at $2,000. On the simple at $1,000. That's a total of $3,000. Condition of those bonds. Let's see. Condition of those bonds is that you'll have no contact with Ms. Nickerson. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through any social media. You don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bonds will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That is not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I'm going to hold you at the jail today up until 4 p.m. so that if you wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against dating violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. You'll be back in court on the 3rd of August. If you bond out, it's very important that you contact the public defender's office right away, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thomas Calucci. Morning, Thomas. What's your date of birth?
12/21/1980.
Thomas, I have 5 charges this morning. I have an aggravated battery, false imprisonment, felony DUI, DUI property damage, and leaving the scene of an accident with damage. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Private counsel.
Very good. State what you tell me.
Your Honor, I'm not showing the history for the defendant.
I'm sorry, what was that, sir?
He says you don't have any history. All right. And let's see. And Mr. Calucci, I have an address for you on Mariner. Is that where you live?
Right.
How long have you been there?
2 years.
Do you have a job these days?
I'm on disability.
All right. On the ag battery, I'll set the bond at $2,500. On the false imprisonment at $2,500. On the DUI at $2,500. And the misdemeanor DUI charge at $1,000 and the leaving at $500. That's a total of $9,000. You'll be back in court on the 3rd of August. When you get out, make sure you tell your lawyer about that court date, okay? Thank you. Joshua Pfeiffer.
Morning, Judge.
Morning, Joshua. What's your date of birth?
2/25/86.
All right, Joshua, got a warrant for you out of Pasco. The judge that signed the warrant found probable cause for a grand theft and a dealing in stolen property. Set your bonds at $5,000 and $10,000 respectively. They're out-of-county warrants, so I can't change those things. If you can post those bonds, then you can get yourself down to Pasco County, find out when they want you in court. If you can't post them, I'll give Pasco County 5 days to come and get you, all right?
All right, thanks, Judge.
Thank you. Cecil Cuevas.
Morning, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Cuevas. Date of birth?
12/19/1980.
Okay. I got 3 charges: possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
I'm not showing any convictions, Your Honor.
I know he's had Willis's before.
Yeah, I just don't have
Okay. Giselle, I got an address on London Avenue. Is that where you're living these days?
Yes.
How long you been there?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. You have a job these days?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I do masonry work.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to set your bond at $500 on the marijuana and $500 on the paraphernalia. I'll give you an ROR on the driving charge, so your total is $1,000. I'm going to have you back in court on the 1st of August. Make sure you contact the PD when you get out, all right?
Sir.
Merical Melendez Santiago. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth? Oh, in June. Okay. Well, I wish I'd have known that. Oh.
Buenos días, señor. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
17 de agosto del 84.
Interpret like to verify 17 de agosto del 84. Correcto. 8/17/84.
And I have 2 charges this morning, aggravated assault and battery.
Tengo 2 acusaciones en contra. Se le acusa de 2 cosas esta mañana: acometimiento agravado y agresión física.
There's probable cause for those charges.
Hay motivo fundado por esas acusaciones.
As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire a private lawyer, would you like the public defender?
Para esas acusaciones, quiere representarse a sí mismo, va a buscar un abogado privado o va a usar el defensor público.
Defensor público.
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender.
Designo el defensor público.
And Mr. Larison, what can you tell me about his history?
Your Honor, I'm showing a dropped aggravated battery with a deadly weapon from 2013.
Su señoría, veo un acometimiento agravado que se retiró de 2013.
And I'm showing that he's a multi-source offender, but I don't have any history that's out of state.
Y me muestra que es un ofensor de fuentes múltiples, pero no tengo los detalles porque es fuera del estado.
And sir, I have an address for you on Point Vista Circle in Orlando. Is that where you live?
Señor, tengo su dirección en Point Vista Circle en Orlando. ¿Usted vive allá?
No, vivía allá, pero me mudé ahora a Brooksville. Llevo como 5 días ya.
¿Se mudó para dónde, señor?
Para Brooksville.
No, I was living there and I moved to Brooksville. I've been here for 5 days now.
And were you living at the apartment on Freedom Way?
Entonces, ¿usted vivía en el apartamento que está en Freedom Way?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you have a job?
¿Tiene trabajo?
No, estaba buscando ayer, pero ya no tengo.
No, I was searching yesterday, but I don't have one now any longer.
Set the bond at $2,000 on each count for a total of $4,000.
Fijo la fianza en $2,000 para cada cargo para un total de $4,000.
Condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact of any kind with Mr. Torres.
Una condición de la fianza es que usted no va a tener contacto de ninguna manera con el señor Torres.
As far as
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yo tengo $1,000 de renta y de depósito del apartamento tengo otros $1,000 más.
I have $1,000 that I owe for. Interpret like to clarify. ¿Usted tiene $1,000 que ya puso para el apartamento o lo tiene para dárselo?
Ya se dio.
I put $1,000 down on my apartment for rent and $1,000 deposit also.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, if Mr. Torres is still in that apartment, you can't have contact with him, so you can't go there.
Desafortunadamente, si el señor Torres sigue en ese apartamento, usted no puede tener contacto con él, así que usted no puede ir allá.
You can go to Freedom Way one time to collect your clothes, whatever it is that's there that's yours. But to do that, you'll have to contact the sheriff's office.
Usted puede ir a Freedom Way una vez para reunir sus ropas y cualquier cosa que usted pertenece que usted tenga allá, pero para hacer eso tiene que contactar con la oficina del alguacil.
Sí, porque allá tiene mi seguro social, mi acta de nacimiento y mi pasaporte.
Yes, because I have my social security card there and my date of birth and my passport.
So if you contact the sheriff's office, they'll meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you collect your things.
Bien, señor. Si usted contacta con la oficina del alguacil, van a mandar un alguacil para allá para encontrarse con usted y van a estar vigilando mientras usted reúne sus cosas.
Okay.
I'll have you back
y entonces, para el dinero que yo di para el apartamento y la renta que tengo este tiempo.
Okay. Well, what about the money that I put for the apartment and for the rent?
We're not doing anything about that.
Nope.
He's on his own with that.
No podemos resolver eso, señor. Eso es problema suya.
You'll be back in
Wow.
court on the 3rd of August. Make sure you contact the
America.
public defender if you get out.
Usted va a volver tiene comparecencia el 3 de agosto. Contacte con el defensor público. Asegúrese que contacte con el defensor público si usted sale.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Stephen Fulton. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/2/64.
Mr. Fulton, you're here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD, please.
I'll appoint the public defender. Bond, of course, is no bond. I'll have you back August 1st. PD will come see you before then, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Shane Bayless. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
4/26/69.
Shane, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Showing a battery disposition guilty in 2001 out of Pasco County, and that's all, Your Honor.
Okay. Shane, I have an address for you on McCormick Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
12 years, I think.
Okay. And does Miss Waller live there as well?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I put in acoustical drop ceilings.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $500, Shane. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Ms. Waller. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier this morning?
Yeah.
Did you understand it?
I mean, they ain't allowed to have contact with it.
You get it. All right. It seems simple, Shane, but sometimes people have a problem with it. I also have to hold you till 4 o'clock, so if she wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. Now, as far as that address on McCormick goes, as long as she stays there, you'll have to find someplace else to stay until we get this case resolved. You can go by one time to collect your things, your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to stay. But to do that, you've got to contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy who'll stand by while you get your things and get going. I'll have you back in court on the 1st of August. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. James Colley. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/18/66.
Charges retail theft. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I'd like to have an OR bond.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that in a second. You want to have the public defender? Or you're going to represent yourself. You're going to get a private lawyer.
Public defender's fine, I guess.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what can you tell me?
He just had a disposition guilty petty theft in 2018 out of Tampa, and then also a 2017 petty theft. I have no disposition on that. It says action filed. And other than that, Your Honor, a trespass in out of 2017 out of Tampa as well.
Okay. James, where have you been staying lately?
Well, I've been from here to there. Been down in the Safe Harbor down at Pinellas County.
Right.
Doing some work for the church.
All right.
So.
Do you have an address where you get mail?
Well, I don't right now. I had a post office box down in Ybor City, but I mean it's still there.
Okay.
It was on my ID has been stolen like I don't know 10 times. I've been back and forth to the DMV, getting different IDs, and I mean, it's every
you know,
time I get.
I don't mean to be offensive, James, but if I was going to steal somebody's identity, I don't think it would be yours.
Well, I mean, evidently there's something to it because coincidence. I mean, twice is maybe a coincidence, but 10 times. I mean, come on.
I'm with you, brother. Well, unfortunately, you're not an ROR kind of guy. I'll set your bond. I'll set your bond at $100. I'll have you back in court on the 1st of August. If you get out, you should contact the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you at the jail. All right?
Well, you're going to hold me for a month here? I can't come up with the money because they're. I want to say I have applied for a job with the Israeli intelligence.
Okay.
And that's what we're dealing with here. So.
Okay. Well, that's the best I'm going to do for you, Jim. Thanks.
Jim, all the way over.
All right. That should be it, right?